Hi, I'm Allison Pryor and I teach acrylic paintings for beginners in all levels. And today I just wanted to talk to you about mediums and how they work. A lot of people ask me, well, how do I use a medium? What kind of medium should I use with my painting? Is there certain mediums that will help my painting look better? Is there a varnish that I can use? So I have a lot of mediums here that I've ordered over the years, and I'm going to show you individual mediums that what they do with your paintings and how they work and how they can protect your paintings. So let's get started. So the very first I will show you is, the first medium is gloss medium. Now the gloss medium, you can add this to your paint and you will get a glossy finish. You can also use this to protect your painting like a varnish, because a lot of people say, what kind of varnish do I use to protect my painting at the end? And do you varnish your acrylic paintings? Now I don't varnish all my paintings. I find that when they dry like plastic anyway, so they're well protected anyway. But if you want to, with a glass, give them kind of a shiny look, and you want to protect them, you can add this either to your paint while you're painting, and it'll make, but the only thing is it'll make your paint a little more transparent. So you're probably better off just adding it at the end of your painting, so you can protect your painting and then you can enhance the colors and you can make it look so much better and have a bit of gloss to it, almost like oil paints. So this is how it looks, okay? Just it's a thick consistency. I'm just using, see? And it should dry clear. So I'm going to test it for you, because I don't want you buying this stuff and then it ruins your painting. Now you have to make sure, leave your painting for a couple of days, even though it's acrylics. But if you're using my magic mist or any kind of an extender to dry for drying time, let it dry for at least a day or two, right? Because you don't know, there could be a little spot there that just didn't dry, and then you put this stuff on and it spreads everywhere. So because I've had people say, I tried your Mod Podge and it just what did they say? It spread the paint around or something. It must have been dry or something like that, because it usually works really good. So in this painting here, I'm going to put this glass on and let's see what happens, because I don't use a lot of it, but I like showing you guys, right, what it works like. So I got lots of it. I'm going to put lots of it on there, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a glossy look to it already. And when that dries, see, and it is supposed to enhance the colors. You see the difference in the colors? And see the gloss? See that? And this will protect your paintings. It'll protect your paintings and it'll give it a glossy look. Something like Mod Podge, you know. There's all kinds of mediums out there. And it'll enhance the colors. So I'm going to do that for you, and then when it dries, and I'll show you if it's still, glossy. Isn't that nice? And now I have the matte medium, which means it's the same as a semi-gloss, except it leaves a matte finish. There's no glare, no gloss left. So, but you can also use this as a varnish for when your painting is finished. And it's also, if you use it with your paint, if you add it into your paint, it will make your paint transparent, and then you can use that as a glaze. We'll try that now too. So I'm just going to put this on my painting first, and then when it dries, I'll show you the difference between the gloss that I just showed you and the matte. But these are really nice. A big jar of mine. I don't know how much they are. I'll put them in my Amazon shop for you, and I don't think they're that expensive. Maybe 10 or less. I'm not sure, right? But yeah, these are fantastic for, like I said, people ask me, should I varnish my paintings, or what do I use to varnish them? Should I buy a varnish? So these are great for protecting and varnishing your paintings. So this is a nice consistency, and this is the matte, okay? This is the matte medium, and really nice. Look at that. And I'm going to put that on my painting. This is a painting I already did. I can put links to these paintings if you haven't seen them yet, or you don't know how to, if you didn't do them yet. So it dries clear. These dry clear. It'll help protect your painting if you need extra protection. Like I say, these are plastic, so they dry to a plastic finish, so you don't need a lot of protection. But you can see it's going on like a smoky effect. So that will dry clear. Alright. So you put it on, make sure you get all the spots. Make sure you get all the holidays. That's what my dad used to say to me when I was painting the walls in my living room. And Dad said, you left a holiday. I didn't know what it was. But it's like little holes, you know, like you miss a spot and then you end up with, you can see it, right? Because where this is going on, even though it's going to dry like matte, but you can see that it's got a bit of a glossy look there, but it should dry as a matte. But I don't know if you can see it or not, but anyway. So it's like that now, and so when it dries, it should dry clear. It'll help bring out the colors a little more vibrant, and it will protect your painting. And they also can be added to the paint to make your paint flow a little better and make it transparent. We'll probably try that too, okay? So let's see how this works out. Now this one here is a gloss gel medium. Now I have a gloss medium there, but this one here by Liquid-X, even though it's this gloss gel medium, it thickens your paint and it builds up texture. So let's try it. Okay, so let's try it. I got some paint here, and because this here is not really for your finished paintings, this one here is more for thickening up your paint and building up texture. So, you know, I can understand why it's confusing to buy mediums, because that has the same name as a glass medium, and that has a glass gel medium. So because it's a gel, you use it for your paint to build up thickness of your paint. So there we go. So I'm thickening up the paint. It didn't change the color, which is a good thing. But it is actually, the more I add, it didn't change the color, but it did, look, it's even standing up. See that? Standing up. It's nice. Nice. Yeah. It works. Nice. Yeah. So you want thicker paint? Some people say, well, how do I thicken up my paint? And that's one way. And then you can put it on your painting and brightens it up. Nice. Yeah. That's a nice one. That's pretty. Look how bright the colors are. Look how bright the red is. Nice. Yes, I like it. I actually like it. Makes it nice and thick. Great for flowers. It just stands right out. Look. Boom. Look how pretty that is. Actually made it jump right out really nice, didn't it? Wow. Some of these mediums are wonderful. They're really good, you know. They're really, really good for doing these things at the end of your painting, you know. Get all your painting done with your acrylics first, or add them to your paint as you're painting, okay? So yeah, I like that. That actually worked really nice. Now this texture paste, you can put this on your painting and then you can paint over it. So all it does really is it builds up like a texture. It's basically the same, it'll work the same as your modeling paste, right? So texture paste and modeling paste do the same thing, all right? And so you also have a coarse texture paint. So all these three here, you know, all you need is one really. So you pick the one that you like the best, and then you can do this. I'll show you. Now you can either add it to your paint. You can add it to your paint and then have your paint stand up. Something like we did with the flowers up here with the gloss gel medium, because it was a gel. But they all, you know, like I said, the mediums, they all work. They can be very confusing what to buy. And I put on my glasses today because I was trying to read the labels to make sure I was giving you the right information. So anyway. But anyway, so I'm going to put some texture paste on here, and I'm having a hard time getting it out, so I'm going to need 2 hands. See, it's really, really stiff. So what you can do is, say you want to make some snow, all right? So make it snow, or even, maybe even you want to make some clouds or some foam in the water. So I'm just going to lay some here. Also, you can do it on a nice nice wall, you know, a plaster wall. Like if you're making a Spanish door on a wall, and the wall behind can be plastered, right? And then you can make it stand up kind of. So say you want to make this look. So you put it on with a knife, and then you can put on your paint first. So whatever you're going to model, I'm using lots of it because it depends on how thick you want. See how it stands up? See, it's standing up, see? Really, really nice. So there's several ones you can do. And like I said, this would be fantastic on like a house. A house that you want to make it look like it's got plaster on it, okay? So I'm just going to do a little bit here so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can let that dry, or you can add it to your paint. You can actually add it to your paint, right? So I'm just trying it this way. But I can also do it by adding paint to it. So I'll just get a little bit of blue paint and a little bit of white paint. And then I'll be able to show you what I'm talking about. So just say I want to have some blue shadows in my snow, but I'm just going to put the paste on, the plaster on there, and then I can have the paint go on like this. Look how thick it is. It just stands right out, see? Right? So I put it pretty dark there so you can see it. But that could be shadows in your snow, so I could pick up some white paint and put it on there. But yeah, look how thick it is, see? I'm going to show you close up there now so you can see what I'm talking about. And then when that dries, so you can see how thick it is and how it stands up, see? And then you can make it look like snow. So when that dries, then you can put a blue paint over it. You can paint it over it, or you can add it to your paint and put it all on at one time. So I'm going to let that dry, and then we're going to put some blue paint over it and see what it looks like. And then we'll probably put some highlights on it to get it back to my snowy look, right? Because I got to ruin my painting. I just ruined my painting. No problem. So modeling paste is that. You put it on, let it dry, and paint over it if you want, or add it to your paint so you can get that really thick standing up, like for snow or for clouds or whatever you want to do with it, you know, like flowers, anything at all. So these three, and there's probably many out there, mediums, you don't need to buy, just pick one that you like the best, okay? I like this one the best, you know, because I don't know. They're all so nice. I love them all, but modeling paste and texture paste and coarse texture gel, they all do the same thing. You can add them to your paint to make them really stiff and stand up, and or just add it to your canvas and then paint over them when they dry, okay? So those three, you can buy one or you can buy all three. This one here is called Mother of Pearl, and what it does is when you add it to your paint, it gives a shiny, shimmery, silver white look to it. And it's a structure gel. So let's see what this does, because I haven't used it. I think I tried it one time before in one of my videos, but it's got a really nice look to it. Look, got a shiny, like mother of pearl, like a pearl. You see pearls, right, and that kind of a shine. So, you know, we could just see what that does. Oh, so there we go. Yeah, it's got, you can see the difference in the color or shine. It is different. That's really just like pearl, exactly. So these poppies would probably be a nice place to put them, because it'll give them, let's see what it does. So I'm just going to, let me do probably the center one and just leave the other two. Just see what kind of a difference it makes. So this is Mother of Pearl. It's supposed to make your paint shiny and shimmery and a silvery white texture, just like if you were. So I'll just take the Mother of Pearl and add it on without any paint, just the Mother of Pearl itself, okay? So that one, I added the red paint to it, and that one I didn't add any paint to it. So we'll wait for them to dry and see what happens. All right. Bob, what about those mediums? Do you like using mediums?
Let's put a few little highlights in here just to make them little rascals just sparkle in the sun.
There we go. So the mediums give it a little sparkle. All right. This medium here is gesso. Everybody knows what gesso is. If you don't know what it is, we just put it on your canvas before you start to paint. You can put it in your paint, you can put it on your canvas first. If you put it on your canvas first, it helps your canvas. Sometimes canvas absorbs your paint, but this is a barrier between your canvas and your paint. I don't use it very much because my canvases are already pre-primed when I buy them. But if I'm using cardboard or something that's going to suck up the paint when I put it on, then I will put gesso on it first. It's like a primer is all it is, same as when you paint your walls. So gesso is good. You don't need to use it all the time. There's no need to go out and spend a fortune on all these mediums when you don't really need to use all of those. But some of them, they can enhance your paintings and make it more fun for you to get creative, actually. So comparing this Mod Podge to my gloss medium, the gloss medium does just as good. And like I said, you can use this to protect your paintings, and you can use this to protect your paintings. But I found this one pretty good, actually. So I just did a painting with it, and it's dry. Okay, but look at that beautiful shiny look, and look how nice and bright the colors are. So I think this one would be the better one other than Mod Podge. Because people are having a little bit of a problem with Mod Podge. I don't know why. It must be. But you could have a problem with this too if you don't make sure that your paint is completely dry. Wait for a couple of days, then do this. Look, isn't that pretty? I think that came out really nice. So that's the gloss medium acrylic. It has to be acrylic now. Don't go getting oils because unless you're oil painting. But it's by Dollar & Rowney, and I'll see if I can put it in my shop for you. And if I find it, then I will put a link to it. Or you should be able to get these at any of your craft stores, right? So I don't know. Just look around. I find Walmart has a lot of stuff over there that you could probably buy. But I like that. Look at that shine. Oh my. And it wasn't, I only put one coat on it. All I did was put one coat on it. Yeah, kind of like that. Now, the other one was the same thing, but it was the matte medium. It was matte medium, right? And that one there I did this one here, and you can see there's a small bit of a shimmer on there, but not as much. It's got a nice matte look to it. It's hard to see it on camera, but it's still, it brought the colors out a little bit more, and it's a good protection for your paintings. So those two are fantastic. I love those. This one here, small one here, it's a glazing medium, and what it does is you can add that to your paint to make a glaze. So let's try it. So it's pretty liquidy. Look, see, it's liquidy. See? And what you can do with that is, now this don't extend the drying time or anything. These are just mediums. The ones, they actually say slow dry blending gels, or anything that says slow dry, then you'll know that it's, or retarder I think is called, and then there's different names, but read the instructions and it'll tell you if it makes your acrylic paints dry slower, okay? But this is just a glazing medium. It doesn't dry slower. So just get a brush, and then, so I'm going to use the poppies again. So I am going to take this blending gel, and put some red in it, okay? And see, it's making it transparent. Now water can do the same thing, but this gives you a nice smooth texture, okay? So I'm just going to use lots of my blending gel, and then I'll have it's transparent now. All right, and you can make it more transparent by adding more of the gel. Medium, I should say, not gel. Gel is thicker. So I'll just take that, and I say I want to give a little bit of an oomph to these. So that's, see, but see, look, it's, you can see through it. See that? You can see through it. You can, look, I'll even bring it out a little bit just so you can see. So you can see through it. So you can take that and put it over your green flowers here, or your green leaves, to give them more of a reddish tone to them, right? You can do it with any colors. And this here, I wouldn't probably put it over that because it's not going to do much of anything, but it will give it a little extra coat of red, right? So that's all that is, really. It's a glaze. So you can glaze anything, you know, glaze any painting. So if you want to put a glaze up here, say you want a little more redness, but you don't want to lose what you already painted. You don't want to lose all that. You just painted that. You just went through a lot of trouble in painting it. You can take that glaze, and because you can see through it, you can see everything that's underneath. See? So take your glaze. Alright, so you add the glaze to your paint as much as you want, depending on how you want to see through it. And then you can put that glaze over your paint. Look, and you can still see. So you put it over your paint and you can still see what's underneath. The only thing is, it gives it a glaze. It gives it a little extra color without destroying everything that you already have done. Maybe you found the color, the yellow, too bright, so you wanted to put a glaze over it so you can still see through it, but you want to tone it down maybe, or change the tone or the hue, or, you know, change it up a little bit. So see the bumps there? Gives it a really nice texture look. So you can do all kinds of things with your paintings with using mediums. They really come in handy depending on what you want to do, how you want to paint, how you want your painting to look. You know, you get pretty creative with this stuff. And then this painting here is really pretty, but I think I would like to put, just to see, I'd like to put a gloss medium over it to bring out the colors and to make it nice and shiny like oil paints. Now I can use either my Mod Podge or my gloss medium. So what I think I'll do to show you the difference, I will use half with the Mod Podge and half with the gloss medium. So I will do the left hand side with the Mod Podge. Okay, so you got to make sure. Now you can do 2 or 3 coats if you want to. You'll see it goes on a little bit, kind of like a white glaze to it, but it's supposed to dry clear. So let's just do half, alright, with the Mod Podge. Alright, so I'll put lots on. But what I'm going to do, let's go to that, after that green, before that green tree, then we'll do the gloss medium. So this is Mod Podge. Trying to pronounce it. Make sure you get every spot, don't leave any holes. If you do, it will show through. Alright, so you have to make sure you have to go over it several times. And then as you're going over it, then the cloudiness will start to fade. That cloudiness should go away. And make sure your paint is at least a couple of days old before you do this. So I'm finding people are saying they put it on and it smeared their paint or something. So there had to be even just a little bit of paint. Just, you know, something could have happened. But I find it pretty good. I'm just going to leave that side there. And then I'm going to do the other side with this one. The gloss medium. Alright, so I got my medium right here. Okay. So that's a gloss medium. Alright. That's going on this side here. So where that big tree is, that's the gloss medium over to the right. And to the left is the Mod Podge. Now I'm going to let those dry, and then I'm going to show you the difference. I got to make sure I get every bit of it. But you can see that it is helping the colors. So just say, I like to try the glazing medium. And what I did was, I put some purple color on my brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my glazing medium. This will make your paint very transparent. And I put some just here in a bowl. You can put it wherever you want, okay? And I added my paint to it. Now, to me, that's way too thick, okay? So I'll add more. Now, you can do this with water. You can get paint and water it down so that you can see through it, okay? And that will save you money on it, because the glazing medium works great, but you don't necessarily need it. It's, you know, it's not necessary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of white to that. It's too dark. I'm going to brighten it up with some white. But I want to make it really transparent. See all that nice paint? So I got to make sure. You can also add a bit of water with your glaze. The extra color in there without losing what I already did. So now the paint is transparent. I can add some of that nice purplish hint of color to my flower. See, without destroying it. See, that's what glaze, that's what it does. That's what a glaze does. It goes over your paint, what you already did, and you're just adding a little extra color or changing a bit of color or adding, see, and that gives you that little extra without even having to worry about it. And if it's too thick and you can't get it with the glazing medium, add water. I just added water to it. About whatever was in it, I doubled it, okay, with water. And now it's watery. See? So then that transparency will be even more transparent, see? And that way you'll definitely be able to see everything underneath. But it gives you that little hint of that little extra color that you want, see? Changes it up a little bit. And you can't ruin it, because if you put on too much, you can either wipe it off with a tissue, or you can paint over, put some more green back over it, you know? You can go back and forth, so you can't ruin it. See, just wiped off. So you can, there we go. Now, that's how you glaze. So this is the Mod Podge on the left, and on the right is your gloss medium that I showed you, and I find that they're both pretty similar. The gloss medium took a little longer to dry, but basically they're both pretty nice. The colors are brighter, and it's nice and shiny, and got extra protection for your painting. But look, you can see the colors are much brighter there now, and how they stand out more. See? Isn't that beautiful? All right. So as you can see, the mediums can really enhance your paintings, and they can be a real benefit to your paintings. So pick the ones you like the best and use them when you want to and when you feel the need to. So I hope that helped you today. And if you have any questions, leave questions in the comment section or email me at allisonpryor@yahoo.com. If you have any questions at all about these mediums or any mediums, and if you need me to do more demonstrations, just let me know. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.